you are less than a year out from being drafted. You were still you were still waiting to figure out where your future would unfold last June. How would you say that the reality of professional baseball has lined up against what your expectations of it were going to be?
This is my first time playing this many games in a row. It's more than what I'm used to and what I've experienced in the past, but I wouldn't say it's more in a bad way. It's been a lot of fun playing, and just every day being where your feet are, it's been fun.
Well, so like I'm going to like just lift the curtain and let people know some of the real stuff that goes on. So you're DJ Bass Monkey.
Yeah.
Like you bring the energy. You are, you show up. You've had decks in the clubhouse throughout the season. After wins, you kind of bring the group together. Like when did that was that a thing that started for you in college, or was that just in pro ball? You were like, let's do it.
So I learned to DJ when I was in the Netherlands playing for the Team USA, and it was we after wins, guys would come into my room, and guys like Paul Skeens, Jacob Wilson, Rhett Lauder, really Dylan Cruz, a lot of good guys on that team, and we would have fun doing that. And I didn't really do it in college, but when I got here, it just makes winning more fun. And, that's what playing the game's all about, winning. So, it's just good encouragement, good culture thing,
Yeah, well, so yesterday, the thing I'm lifting the curtain on, Netflix is here, right?
Yes.
Like Netflix is here, is here doing a little bit of filming, and you had a very candid admission before the game yesterday, which is that you did not have the decks here. And it sounds like that's partly a reflection of the reality of professional baseball, which is that you've been at the end of games, catching 4 or 5 times a week, you are tired, right? It's a different animal at this point than it was 20, 30 games into the season.
Yeah, it's hard to bring the DJ stuff on the road just because it's a lot to bring. The speaker we have, it's like a $500 industrial speaker that we bought. It's tough to bring all those equipment on the road, and then you come back and it's just right back to playing. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. You gotta live, you gotta keep going. So, but it's not the end of the world. The good news is the speaker has Bluetooth, and it's really easy to play good music that way. But yeah, it's nothing like having the deck, having the DJ board and playing like that.
Okay, because I thought that it might be just too tired to bust out the decks, which frankly might also coincide with the fact that you guys had a fantastic start to the season. There has been a little bit of tail off, at the end of the first half. So I don't know, maybe the DJ decks need to be back.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think that would. I think it's my responsibility.
Catchers always take on special responsibility. So along those lines, it is also a different beast for you to be, your adjustment to pro ball is different than the one that Marcelo and Roman and Kristen Campbell and some other guys are making because of the catching responsibility. Mm-hmm. How has it been figuring out how to organize and manage your time, and how to figure out I believe that at UVA, pitches were called for you. You did not call your own game, right? Which is standard practice in college. But there's a lot going on in there. There's a lot of mental energy being expended behind the dish on a night in, night out basis. Yeah. How has that adjustment to the demands of the defensive aspects of catching been for you?
It's really just playing chess back there. For those that don't know, I'm a huge chess fan. I love playing chess. I play chess every day. And that's really what you do out there. You're thinking ahead. You're trying to get in the batter's head. At the same time, you're trying to get in your own pitcher's head and understand what he's confident in. And it's just taking all that information while knowing what his best pitches are and making the best decision in the moment.
Speed chess or deliberate chess?
I'm a rapid guy.
Yeah.
10-minute rapid.
Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That is catching, right?
Yeah.
And you have a pitch clock in front of you, and you have to, be ready to make, when did you start playing chess?
Last year. 2 years ago I started playing.
Also on Team USA stuff?
I think it was after that I started playing. Just something to do. Get an edge, you know what I mean?
You are an antsy person, aren't you? You don't sit still very well. It doesn't seem like you take up a lot of other hobbies.
I drank a lot of coffee this morning.
how much, like there are different schools of thought about like, personality types for catcher, right? Like because it is a very selfless position.
Yeah.
One where a lot of your focus has nothing to do with personal achievement, but it's instead like how your work is reflected in a line that goes to someone else. There are different schools of thought about like whether or not like mellow and like kind of like very low key personality is the right way to go, or whether or not it's like kind of like high energy driving force. Like where do you fall on that question?
I mean, I guess I would say I fall like more energy, like higher up on the energy scale. But at the same time, like just I feel like I can be pretty mellow sometimes, but just like you said, like being selfless for your guys is really important. You got to be yourself, just and being selfless for your guys. Like I'd say that's the biggest thing, and yeah, just leading them.
How would you describe where you are as a catcher right now versus where you were coming out of UVA a year ago?
I would say I've definitely improved in a lot of aspects. I feel like I have a better idea of where I am receiving.
Heavy emphasis on bottom of the zone. Is that with the leg down?
Yeah, we really focus on like receiving at the bottom of the zone. It does kind of hurt you at the top because you're waiting down there for so long to make that pitch look good. But yeah, heavy emphasis on the bottom. That's where you're going to get a majority of your pitches called strikes. And then my blocking is the same. I do a little bit more paddle blocking now. So like I'm not really always wearing it off the body. I'm just using my glove as like a paddle and knocking it down. And that works for me just because I was an infielder in the past. And my throwing has been fine. I would say it's about the same.
This is kind of off topic, but I will ask because yesterday I was here for you guys taking infield, and I did see you standing at first base with a non-catcher's mitt, not with a catcher's mitt. You bounce around. Do you bounce around in the infield at all?
So I played shortstop in high school. I also caught, but I loved shortstop. And then in college I was a right fielder for my first year before I caught the next 2 years. But I just love this game. Yesterday I was saying, like, I want to play baseball to take my mind off baseball, you know? Like, it's mentally draining. And when you're just sitting around, it's even more. So, like, just going out in the field and having fun and, like enjoying the game. You know, Marcelo's taking ground balls at shortstop, and I'm pretending to be a first baseman. And when you make a good pick and he's like, attaboy KT, you know, like, I know it's only practice, but it's fun, you know?
I've got to say, I'm actually very appreciative of your hands because, like, I was standing, usually when you're a lot of times there's an L screen behind first base when so that guys can take some risks with their throws. You have Marcelo going down, like, fielding balls down the left field line, kind of the Jeter hole, like, and trying to make those cross diamond throws. And like I appreciated your hands because I did not get conked by any pitch by any stray throws. So that it seems like you're. There's adaptability there on your part.
Yeah, I mean, he made it easy, too. I mean, he hits me in the chest 90% of the time, and he's just so impressive over there. Just watching how he works and how good he is. It's some of those plays he makes look easy, like those ones in the hole where he's coming across, and it's a deep throw, deep shortstop, and he's working the other way, and he throws it across his body like it's nothing, and it's so impressive.